Good morning, everybody. Meg Young here. How are you doing today? Hope things are going well for you. Hope you're happy, safe, and well. Hope your family is as well. So I wanted to talk to you today. See how things are going for you. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear some feedback about how you've been using these tips and tools, what's working for you, what isn't working for you, what you'd like to know. Definitely just drop me a line. Let me know what I can do. A lot of these tools are tools I use with my own clients. In terms of helping them get through difficult situations. So the first thing I always work with my clients on is education, understanding what is going on for them, what is going on physiologically for them, why their behaviors are normal to what is going on for them. When you're in the fight flight response, the behaviors that you have, yelling, fight, flight, those behaviors are normal behaviors for that system to be active. So I do a lot of education on the fight flight response, on anger, anxiety, stress, behaviors that we have when we're feeling that way, emotions, why this is all this way. I do a lot of education. Then I go into helping them to turn off that fight flight response. And there's several ways to turn off that fight flight response. One of them being grounding, visualization, the self-regulation, quick in the moment tools to get you through the moment. Other tools are longer, like doing relaxation, meditation. Those are really helpful for turning off the fight flight response. What we're trying to do with turning off the fight flight response is we're trying to tell the brain, right here, right now, I'm safe. Frequently always when the fight flight response is active, the brain is saying something in the environment is wrong. I am not okay right now. I am not safe. So we need to interrupt that process. Doing something different, distraction, is also really key. If you're focused on what you're doing, what the stress is, it's very hard to actually get out of that stress. So the distraction is really important. The mindfulness is really important. The grounding is really important. Self-talk is really important. Meditation, relaxation, things that basically tell the brain, right here, right now, I am safe. The amygdala is our fight-flight part of the brain that sends out the adrenaline, that sends out the adrenaline into the body to let us know, to give us what we need to survive. And that stuff that's in the body is a chemical, and it's going to take time for that to go down. But what happens in the breathing techniques, mindfulness techniques, distraction, what happens is we're stopping it up here. All this stuff is still going on. So we need to disrupt the fight-flight response, but that's only part one. Most people actually do quite well when they actually start using these skills on an ongoing basis. Most people actually do quite well just with that alone. But after I go into the self-regulation and we start to turn off the fight-flight response, we start to give them the tools that they need when they're feeling anxious out of 1, 2, or 3, feeling anxious out of 5, 6, 7, feeling anxious out of 9 or a 10. After I give them those tools, I go into other tools as well. Some tools I use are EMDR, eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. And I'll use that with my clients online and in person. Online, we need to talk. If you want to do the EMDR with me online, we need to chat first. I'm not going to just, for everybody, just go straight into doing EMDR online. EMDR is a wonderful tool because it helps to help the brain heal itself. A lot of times the brain gets stuck in that fight flight, and no matter how many times we're using that self-regulation, the brain is not able to heal itself. So EMDR is a tool to help the brain heal. So I'll use that tool. I'll also use other techniques. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a common one. I'll use techniques from DBT, but I am not DBT trained, so I don't do the actual DBT model. I'll use some seeking safety techniques. Seeking Safety is usually a group model, but I'll pull from that to help people as well. Seeking Safety is really good for, especially if you have trauma and substance use. That's what that model is about. Cognitive processing therapy is another one that I use. So I pull from a lot of different tools, a lot of different modalities of therapy to help you get through what's going on for you right now. Help you feel better in the short term and help you feel better in the long term. Have you ever used visualization? Have you ever done picturing where you'd like to be? A calm place, a safe place, a happy place. If you've ever done that, you know just how powerful our imaginations are. So one of the things I want you to think about today is the visualization. I want you to focus on some place that makes you feel really good, really happy, really calm. And when you picture that place, bring it up with as many sensory details as possible. What does it look like where you are? Can you see the sky? What color is the sky? Are there any clouds in the sky? Are there any birds? What other animals are there? What other wildlife is there? What other fauna is there? Are there any other people there? What do you see? What do you hear? Just heard my cat. What do you hear? What sort of things are around? Do you hear the sound of the birds? Do you hear the sound of the waves? Do you hear the wind rustling through the trees? What is it that you hear? What do you physically feel? Do you feel the air on your skin? Is it warm? Is it cool? Is it misty? Do you feel the clothing on your skin? What does the ground feel like underneath your feet? So what are you physically feeling? What do you smell? Can you smell salt water? Can you smell the ground, the earth? Can you smell cotton candy? What is it that you're smelling? And then also, what do you taste? So can you taste the salt air? Can you taste the ground? And I don't literally mean taste the ground, but just like kind of as you're smelling it, can you actually almost taste it? So what do you using all five senses, what do you see, hear, smell, physically feel, and taste? That visualization is a really great tool to get you to disrupt the fight-flight response and to get you out of that feeling of dread. So when you get a chance today, just get into that calm place and bring it to you with all of your senses. And then after you're really there, after you really feel being there, what word goes best with that? Is there a word that goes best with that whole experience, that expresses that whole experience? It could be tranquil, it could be happy, it could be beach, it could be vacation. Whatever that word may be, I want you to then bring up that word and think about that word. As you're doing that, what are you noticing in your body? Do you notice the calm? Do you notice what's happening in your chest? What's happening in your stomach? What's happening with your breath? So be there with it in full sense. Use that cue word to bring yourself back to that place anytime that you're feeling stressed out. Breathe in the cue word and then breathe out calm. Breathe in the cue word and breathe out calm. All right. So if you ever want to talk to me anymore, additionally, give me a call, give me an email. I look forward to talking to you, helping you through whatever I can help you through. But also, if you need a therapist and I can help you find a therapist in your area, I'd love to do that. I wish you all the best today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.